5 tips on how to be rich young, inspired by the great book, The Millionaire Fastlane. Tip number 1, you need to stop. If you want different results in your life, you need to simply stop doing what you're doing. The German scientist Albert Einstein said the definition of insanity is actually doing the same stuff over and over again and expecting different results. Let's look at an example. So this is Tom. Tom is just a normal average dude. He's 25 years old, but there's something different about him because this is his house and this is his car. And on top of that, Tom has lots of cash. Yeah, he's so rich, he's in fact a multi-millionaire. And if you ask Tom, hey, how did you get all this money in that age? And imagine he tells you, I save 10% of my salary and I only shop on discount. Yeah, you would think it's a bunch of nonsense because you know that people like Tom are usually either pro athletes or YouTube stars, rich musicians, or some kind of actor. The problem is that we're playing the rat race game, and this looks something like that. We all start out in school, we get good grades, we go to a fancy university, then we get a fancy job where we work really hard and bring in lots of cash. Maybe we invest that cash into like real estate or stocks or something. And then hooray, once we're really old and in a wheelchair, we made it, we are now rich. So that's called the slow lane. Some might call it the American dream. The problem is getting rich young is just simply not possible like that. So that's tip number 1, you need to stop. Tip number 2, stop trading time for money. And here is why this is a big problem. So this is what we already know as the slow lane strategy. In this strategy, net worth equals salary plus investments. Now our net worth is everything that we own, our stocks, our cars, our houses. And the 24 hours limit applies to every one of us. The day has only 24 hours. So if time is what we're trading with, and if time is the good, then this leaves us with 2 options here. We could either be paid on an hourly wage, or we could be paid on a yearly salary. So getting rich fast is simply not possible like that. But how about investments? Maybe our investments can make us rich. What do we have here? We have stocks, funds, we could invest in bonds, or into a 401k. If you don't know what that is a retirement plan. But the simple math of an investment shows that they cannot make us rich either because of their math. Let's look at this. Now, investments equal years invested times performance per year. Simply put, investments need time. They need a lot of time. They are a great tool to keep you rich, but they are the wrong tool if you want to get rich fast. It is examples like these that we see a lot. You take a $10,000 today, you invest them to 15%. If you do that for 40 years straight, then you will have $2.5 million. Sounds amazing. And then a lot of salespeople use exactly this kind of stuff. But what they didn't tell you is the 15%. No one can guarantee them for you. No one can guarantee that you make year after year 15%. We have Corona crisis, we have market crashes, 2008 financial crisis. No one can guarantee this performance. And the 40 years, no one can guarantee that you live that long. Maybe you die before. Maybe you need the money earlier. Yeah? And even if you started when you're 20, you will be 60 by the time you're done. And at the end of all, the 2.5 million, we think about it in the buying power of today. Yes, 2.5 million is a lot today, but you don't know how much that is in 40 years. So all what this strategy really does is it takes you when you are young and ambitious and full of goals and transforms you one day into an old rich douche. And that comes with a huge if. If you live that long, if you keep a stable job, if the market works in your favor. Now you and me in the middle, if we want to use this strategy to get rich fast, we literally have just 2 options. We either ask our boss for 300% more salary please, or we could ask the market to make a 1000% this year. In other words, this strategy is hope. Hope and if. That's all it is. Tip number 2, stop trading time for money. Tip number 3, change the variables and you change the game. What are the variables? Let's look at 2 examples right now. There's an inventor and he invents an amazing application downloadable on the App Store. And now he gets millions of downloads. These millions of downloads means millions of dollars for him. Or another example, a woman writes a book series about some magicians. and she becomes super famous and sells millions of copies. These millions of copies means millions of dollars for her. Those two businesses have the variables. They change the variables. So the equation successful businesses all over the world use looks like this. Profit equals amount of units sold times profit per unit. We leave the time. There's nothing with time anymore. So let's be more specific. Imagine we start a website together and we call it buymyebook.com. So we developed the ebook, and it's about online marketing and how to make money online. We really put some effort in this ebook, and we made it full of helpful tips and tricks, and it's adding a lot of value to our customers. So we go ahead and charge $6 per ebook. That's not on the super cheap side, but it's also not very expensive either. Next thing, we add an obvious buy now button. It has to be easy to find so that our customers can easily buy the product. And that's the whole website. Let's look at some numbers together now. Imagine we have now 5,000 website visitors, users per day. Yeah. So from 5,000 website visitors, 5% from them buy exactly one ebook. That's what's called a conversion rate, and 5% is actually on the lower side. If 5% buy one ebook, this means we have 250 sales. 250 times we sold our ebook to those 5,000 website visitors, times $6, which brings us to $1,500 per month. Pretty good outcome so far. But the power lies in that we are controlling everything. It's our own business. We are no longer depending on hoping and if, like in the slow lane strategy. We are in fact controlling the variables. And controlling the variables is power. So let me show you how this is done. Let's say we change our website. We make it a little bit faster. Then we add some reviews to our product. Some product reviews like on Amazon. Yeah, so people can read and know what they're getting. Because of our changes, now, instead of 5% conversion rate, we get a 7% conversion rate. So 7 people buy one book. This impacts our sales positively. So we're now making 350 sales times $6. So our monthly outcome is $2,100 already. So we just increased our profit by doing small changes to the website. This increased our conversion rate and increased our overall profit. Now we work on increasing our traffic. We make a YouTube video, we make a good blog article, we post on Facebook groups. Yeah, we do anything to increase our traffic from 5,000 users to 12,000 users. This would impact our sales again, because now more people are buying our book, to 840 sales. And this would impact our monthly profit to a $5,040. So just like that, we took our business from a $1,500 per month up to a $5,000 per month business by only controlling the variables. We didn't ask our boss, we didn't ask the market, we didn't hope, we just did it. And it doesn't stop here. Imagine we put some effort into our website and we remove the ebook and we make it into a really fresh video course. And because it's a high value product now, we added value to it, we can charge a higher price. So we charge a $40 each. Instead of $6, we are now making $40 each transaction. This increases our monthly profit up to $33,600, all with our own online business. We didn't need to ask our boss if we're allowed to do so. We didn't need to hope for the market not to crash. We just did it, controlling the variables. Tip number 3, change the variables and you change the game. Tip number 4, wealth shortcut, the fast lane. Do you know what JOB stands for? It stands for just over broke. And we already know with a job, is simply not working. You're not going to get rich fast. You need your own business. And if you want to get rich with your own business, then there's one fundamental truth, and it's to make millions, you must impact millions. Have you heard about the law of attraction? So that's kind of the anti-entrepreneur mindset. It basically says whatever you think about in a positive way will magically, out of nowhere, just come to you. Yeah. So I rather would replace the law of attraction with a real law that is an actual law, the law of affection. As more people you affect, as more money you're going to make. Do you remember those? Do you know what they all have in common? They all affected millions of lives. The pro athlete, the YouTube star, musician, the actor, all of those have one thing in common. They affected millions of lives. Using the law of affection, I can give you 5 golden rules for your fast lane business to succeed. Number 1, the rule of need. People will tell you do what you love. Rather, you should do what other people love. A successful business doesn't care about your passions if it doesn't serve the need of other people. Number 2, the rule of entry. The easier it is to start a business, the harder it will be for you to stand out and succeed. Number 3, rule of control. To succeed, you need to have full and complete control over your business. Number 4, rule of scale. Make sure you can scale your business. An online store has more reach than a physical store, restricted by location and size. Number 5, the rule of time. Your business must be independent of your own time. Otherwise, you're just trading time for money again. You should earn passively no matter where you are and no matter what you do. If your business checks all the 5 rules, then congratulations and welcome to the fast lane. Tip number 4, wealth shortcut, the fast lane. Tip number 5, many ways lead to the fast lane. All you have to do is keep your eyes and ears open for problems. Last week at the supermarket, there was this one woman. She was complaining how everything is bad and takes so long and the customer service sucks. You know what you have? You have a chance. Or when your best friend last week called customer service, only to be disappointed that there's just a robotic, annoying voice on the other end, then again, you have a chance. Or the house in your neighborhood that has been on sale for too long, again, another chance. So chances are literally everywhere. In the essence, a chance is about solving a problem or make something better, make something easier, make a process simpler, or just add value to anything. Many people believe you need a brand new idea to make big money, but that's total nonsense. Did you ever have an amazing new idea and you were so happy that you had it, but then you figured out someone else is already doing it and you were totally broke up about it? It happened to me plenty times in my life and I was so sad. But the truth behind that is you don't have to give up on that idea. The truth is, so what? Just make it better. Let me show you now some examples of big companies where this actually happened. Wouldn't you say Google is one of the most, if not the most successful company nowadays? Let me tell you, they didn't come up with a new idea. Bing and Yahoo were actually the first to build a search engine. Google just took an idea that already existed and made it better. So much better, they even beat Bing and Yahoo. Or how about Starbucks? They aren't the first people to brew a coffee or to open a coffee shop. They offer the best tasting coffee and the overall best experience, to the extent that people are even ready to pay extra just for their coffee. And last but not least, Amazon. No one denies that Amazon is the biggest, most successful online retailer. But what you probably didn't know is that they were not the first to open an online store. There were already some online stores before Amazon. They took an idea and they made it much better, and now they are the best in their field. So we can see the common ground amongst those 3 companies. They take what already exists and they make it better. And the emphasis lies on make it better. So the good news is you don't need to come up with something new. And even when people find this one glorious idea that will make them rich, they treat their business like checkers. Checkers is a one-dimensional game, so all they ever change in their business really is the price. And they think if they are the cheapest, everyone is going to buy from them. As a smart entrepreneur, we don't want to treat our business like checkers, one-dimensional. We want to treat it like chess with multi-dimensions, multiple pieces and multiple variables. So in the business world, the pawn is your idea, the least important piece of the puzzle. The rook are your people you work with, your partner, your best friend, people you hire in your business, the people you partner up with, whoever you're in business with. Next, the knight, your product. Yes, the product is not the most important thing. Yeah, McDonald's, for example, they are the best in selling average burgers, but their product is not the best. Next, the bishop, your customer service. We already talked about this. Amazon has the best customer service probably on the planet, and that's why they are rocking. So customer service even more important than your idea and your product. Then your queen, your marketing. If you know how to market, you can sell everything, no matter how crappy the customer service is, no matter how lousy the product is or how bad the people are. Like the queen in chess, marketing is nearly everything. If you play a chess game without a queen, you have no chance. And the king is your execution. So we see again, execution is king and ideas are pawns. Now the idea for our business is basically like a road that we're traveling on. We could also say it's the potential speed. Our execution, on the other hand, is how we are traveling on that road. It's sort of the actual speed. So instead of waiting for the one big idea, imagine your idea looks like this. That's your road that you're walking on. So on foot, it would take you forever, but imagine your execution looks like this. How far could you go? And let's say you're just starting out as an entrepreneur and your execution is not that professional, not that adapted. So your execution looks just something like that. still you would go very far. It's a little bit more of a struggle. It's for sure not as comfortable, but you could go way further on this road with this vehicle than you could be walking on the good highway. So let's remove this for a second. Going back to the one amazing idea that people always dream to find, once they finally do found it, that's how the execution looks like. They're walking very slow. And in reality, the execution most of the time looks like this. They're not moving. They're not moving at all. They think finding the idea is everything they need to do. So ideas are worthless and execution is priceless. Tip number 5, many ways lead to the fast lane. That was 5 tips on how to be rich young from the Millionaire Fastlane. I'm Eric Truman. Thank you for watching. And if you liked that video, below this video, I have more free information for you. So go check that out. And I say thank you and I see you in the very next video.